कराची में सरकारी निर्ख के मुताबिक दर्जा अव्वल के टमाटर मंडी में 100 रुपए फी किलोग्राम फरोख्त करने की हिदायत हैं, जबकि बाजार में पहुंचते पहुंचते 5 रुपए इजाफे से 105 रुपए फी किलोग्राम फरोख्त करने हैं।
बहुत ज्यादा महंगी होगी। अभी 2 दिन पहले जो टमाटर 20 रुपए था, आज 30 रुपए हो रहा है। ठीक है,
और रुपए हिसाब से लिया है, लाजमी सी बात है, मेरी मजबूरी है लेना।
3000 रुपये मन हमें मिलते करते थे, हम नहीं देते थे। आज वही खजूर 8000 रुपये मन।
पिछले साल जब मैं आया था यहाँ से 2500 रुपये मन लेकर गया था पेटी वाले खजूर। आप तो ये रेट बता रहे हैं 5500, 4800, 6000।
तस्वीर लेट होगी, नहीं जन नमाज घर में रखी जाए ताकि बच्चे बड़े सारे उनके नमाज अदा कर सकें।
इमरान खान नहीं आया तो पहला बोल रहा था हम गरीब आदमी को ऊपर लेके जाएगा, ऊपर लेके जाएगा। उसका मकसद ये है कि इतना महंगाई है कि गरीब मरेगा खुद ब खुद ऊपर जाएगा।
Hello, welcome to Indian Forever YouTube channel. I'm Sita from Indian Forever Network. Hindustan Zindabad. Let's go. Pakistan heading towards recession. Pakistan's economy already collapsed and put on ICU with Chinese help. This video will explain the real situation of Pakistan's economy. We request our viewers in Pakistan to listen to our well-researched points and share it with your friends and families. These evidences will not be shown in Pakistani media due to new restrictions from Pakistan's army establishment. These factors shows the real figures of Pakistan's reality. Number 1, GDP. Pakistan itself accepted that its bad GDP growth forecast for upcoming years. As per the Pakistan government forecast GDP at 3.5% from 5% last year. But the IMF predicts GDP will be around 1.5 to 1.6% this year. This means by another year Pakistan's growth will come to standstill. And from there on, economy will slip into minus or known as recession. Economy will start to contract due to high loans repayments, high inflation, high import and export cost. So IMF estimating even lesser than what Pakistan believes its growth rate could be. Every banks and global monetary organizations like IMF and World Bank will do their own calculation which will influence the interest rates on future loans for Pakistanis. These statistics might vary with each others, but it shows the trend about overall growth rates of the country. As per these global trends, Pakistan's GDP is heading downwards. At certain point economy of Pakistan will become contracting economy rather than growing one. Once GDP growth rate hits zero, then beyond that it is a recessionary economy. What is happening in Pakistan is indicating that Pakistan is in a cycle of disaster and if everything possibly go wrong at the same time right now. Number 2, interest rates. While GDP shows picture of disaster, Pakistan will have to face huge task of repaying loans and its corresponding interest rates. So this the problem that you have right now. It's called the traditional economic disaster zone, which is stagflation. Means you are a stagnant or declining economy at the same time you have the high rates of inflation. Pakistan's official inflation is at 9.3 to 9.4%, which many believes as botched up figures. Anyways, this inflation rate itself the highest ever in 5 years. Official inflations are generally low when compared with actual local inflation that take place in different parts of the country. So Pakistan inflations are already in double digits. What the central banks of Pakistan are not able to do is that to improve economic growth rates they have cut the interest rates on loans provided to its people. Actually, Pakistan banks had increased their interest rates by 50 basis points last week. Today their base level interest stands at 10.75%. Number 3, fuel prices. Fuel prices in Pakistan are already up by 7%. That's because in Pakistan corrupt government subsidizes the fuel to hide the reality of their economy from general public. Since their ability to pay for fuel subsidies have declined, so they have to keep increasing the fuel rates with their declining economy. Oil and Gas Regulatory Authority (OGRA) recommended 14 rupees and 37 paise per litre hike in the price of petrol from May 1st, sources disclosed. The final decision will be made by the Ministry of Finance with the consultation of Prime Minister Imran Khan. In its summary, you.Every has suggested 4 rupees and 89 paise per litre increase in diesel prices, 7 rupees and 46 paise per litre in kerosene oil and 6 rupees and 40 paise per litre hike in light diesel prices. Number 4. IMF hurdles in Pakistani's future. As first delegation level meeting was partially a success, Pakistan is hoping for the good with second IMF delegation who are on the way. There are 3 main factors IMF pushing Pakistan to get their loans. 1. IMF wants Pakistan to increase their power tariff by almost 27%, which means the people of Pakistan will almost have to pay 50% more money for electricity bill. 2. IMF wants Pakistan to devaluation its rupees which are artificially kept at higher value. But the Pakistan rupees are already down by 33% in the past 3 months alone. It is expected this trend will continue further. Even though Pakistani rupee is down, it's not enough to boost its exports as it is also declining. 3. Then comes the crucial issues of Chinese loans. Let me explain the problem what IMF has with CPEC loans. It's a very fundamental problem. Pakistan wants money from the IMF. The IMF, which is the International Monetary Fund, which has lots of members in different parts of the world, are saying, how do we know if Pakistan want to get our money as fresh loans and use it to pay off the old loans pending repayments for the Chinese? So the IMF wants guarantee from Pakistan that the interests for the Chinese loans will be rolled over to the next years or perhaps 3 years or 5 years later. Secondly, they want transparency on CPEC loans. Like how much money, at what interest rates, for what period of time, and the Pakistanis are not wanting to give the details. Number 5. International pressure. Almost every major country around the world, as well as the United Nations Security Council, have been unequivocal in condemning the terrorist attack, and most have not minced words in assigning the blame to Pakistan. When it comes to the IMF, there will be a US factor for loans to be processed. Last week, 3 congressmen from US Parliament wrote to President Donald Trump to stop any IMF funds to Pakistan for its role in terrorism across the world. As US also suffered, you need to get US support to get IMF loan, and if US lobbies if increases the pressure on Donald Trump administration, it will hard for Pakistan to get fresh loans from IMF at low interest rates even if they meet all the criteria of IMF as we explained before. Even China disregarded Pakistan's usual ploy of linking terrorism to the situation in Jammu and Kashmir or demanding more evidence about those who orchestrated the attack in Pulwama. Number 5. FATF conditions on Pakistan. FATF is putting between 18 to 28 preconditions for Pakistan not to be put on a blacklist. Pakistan already in grey list means you are under scrutiny and we will decide about your blacklist or not. Basically, FATF wants Pakistan and its all the banks to ensure the money is not routed for terrorism financing. And when every time the terror attacks happens, they not only want Pakistan authorities to probe the attack but also the source of their funding. So there are many preconditions for Pakistan to be safe from blacklist. FATF submitted 1,200 terror organizations operating in Pakistan soil and 1,300 UN prescribed individuals. This includes the LET, the JEM, Jamid Java. So Pakistan have to prove that it has stopped the terror funding for these organizations. If this does not happen, then Pakistan will go into the blacklist. So what happens when blacklisted? All the 37 member countries can inflict economic sanctions on the blacklisted countries. India therefore as a member and a global leader can lobby with rest of the nations for economic sanctions on Pakistan for spreading terrorism in the region. If the sanctions are imposed, as it's supposed to be, targeted sanctions will make hard for all the international companies and banks to do business with Pakistan. Forex remittance of non-residents Pakistanis will be severely affected, which is the major forex income of Pakistan, and it's very crucial for the money exchange. Even today, the Pakistan's biggest bank, the Habib Bank, which is the private sector's biggest bank in Pakistan, has already been indicted, fined, and banned in New York because of terror financing. Impact will be devastating for Pakistan's economically. So the future of Pakistan is very dim, very serious. While Pakistan Army spent $10 billion on itself and another $5 billion on ISI and terrorism, attacking Iran, India, Afghanistan, and Sri Lanka. Thank you for watching our videos. Hope you have learned something from our informations provided. Kindly share and subscribe if you liked our video. Thank you once again. We'll meet you soon in another informative video. It's your Sita from Indian Forever Network. Signing off for now. Goodbye.